So at this point you've managed to actually escape, and now you're going to the evasion part of it. So I want to break this down into two different parts. One, we're going to talk about evasion with a vehicle, and the other, we're going to talk about evasion with a foot, i.e. on foot. That's going to be in a later video. Right now let's talk about the vehicle. So when you get to this point, you're going to have two different vehicles. One for Party B and the other one for Party A yourself. Obviously you're going to lay down, or stand by to lay down, suppressive fire while Party B gets in the vehicle and takes off, and then you're going to follow suit in yours. Now there's two reasons we do this. One, it's much harder to catch you if you're going two different directions. The other reason is that in the event that one vehicle fails to start or is got a flat tire or whatever, you have a secondary vehicle to immediately go to. Remember, time is crucial here because you have very little thereof. You you literally just broke contact with your attacking party here, so you're still within a range of engagement. So you need to totally get the hell away. This is where evasion comes in. So let's talk about the vehicle for a minute. Guys, avoid something like this. I know it's really cool, nice old classic 42-year-old truck and all that, and I love it. It's a great farm truck. It's sweet. But it's so recognizable it hurts. It is so easy and so obvious going down the road. Unfortunately, when I drive it around here, everybody knows me. Like, oh, there's Arthur. Because they know that truck, because there's only one of them like it in this area. So you need to avoid stuff like that. Get a vehicle that's very common. Another thing, do not register it to you. Okay, so here's how you do this. Same way you would your ops vehicle. You're going to go, okay guys, go to a friend. You're going to give him cash. I want you to go buy that vehicle right there. You may even go, if you're buying it from another person, go up there and you inspect the vehicle yourself and be like, yeah, that's a good buy, man. You should buy that. What you're really doing is you're using him as a proxy. He buys the vehicle, he registers it in his name, you sign as the lien holder. That does not show up except for on one document, and that's the actual title which you keep in the vehicle. Now, there's no way for anybody to prove it. When you run the tag, it doesn't come back to your being the lien holder. It comes back to the person that it's registered to. Now, yeah, you could register it to them, or you could just not register it at all, which is the way I would go. And just put a fake tag you pulled off another vehicle somewhere. The guys that are looking you, they A, should not know that that's your vehicle, and B, they should just see it and like, it's just a farmer. It's just another vehicle, whatever. If you're living in a suburb, then, minivan, whatever. Nobody's going to think you bought a freaking Honda Civic for your freaking evacuation for your getaway vehicle. Most people are looking for like a muscle car or something. You want the freaking, daddy and or mama soccer vehicle. You want that vehicle that's going to totally blend in and somebody's going to look at it and think nothing of it. Freaking Trailblazers are awesome. I've used them 1,000 times. Honda Sonatas, the Hyundai Sonata, freaking actually a quick little vehicle and solid on gas mileage. Something along those lines if you're living in an urban environment. And remember, you only use this vehicle to evade initially, and there's a good chance you're going to just abandon it at some point. So don't spend a whole lot of money on it. It just needs to be reliable, which brings me to the next part. The problem with having a vehicle as your primary evacuation, which I still recommend you should do because you can get out of the area very quickly, is you have to maintain this vehicle. So it's nice if you can park this at a neighbor's house and be like, hey man, the same guy, the same buddy that bought it for you and his name's on the title, be like, hey man, why don't you just driving around your farm a day or two? That's basically the gist of a vehicle. Do not register it to you, because if they're looking you, expect they're going to already be able to tap into DMV and everything else, and that whoever it is looking you can easily access that information. Try not to drive that vehicle frequently because you don't want to be associated with your escape vehicle. And buy one that is a commonly seen or used vehicle in the area in which you reside. Okay, so we've talked about your escape vehicle. Let's talk about what you want to do and put inside your escape vehicle. First thing I would probably do is just tint the windows a little bit. Nothing serious, definitely keep it legal, okay? Secondly, I definitely have a go bag in there, because if I have to, if I get here and this vehicle is no good because the battery died on me because it was a hard cold night or whatever, or it's got a flat tire, I'm going to grab the bag and run. I don't have time to screw with it and try to play mechanic. I need to grab the bag and run. What's going to be in your go bag, we'll cover that later. But the other thing I want to keep in here is definitely the title to the vehicle, and about around about $500 in cash, because that helps me get the hell out of the area quickly if I need to pay for freaking Uber, whatever. If I end up having to grab a taxi or a taxi ride, or I run across Farmer John, I'm like, hey, can you give me a lift to town? Little things like cash can buy me a freaking train ticket to get the heck out of the area. Whatever. It's always good to have a little cash on you. But let me show you another thing. You don't ever, 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 ever leave the keys to this vehicle in the ignition, hidden up underneath the tire somewhere, or in the gas cap, or in the toolbox, or some BS like that. Because if somebody decides they find that truck back there, they're kind of snooping around being nosy and they're trespassing, and they find that vehicle, first thing they're going to do, they're going to look for the keys for it. Second thing they're going to do is they're going to steal it once they find your keys. Now, let me show you where you do keep the keys and how you do it. Okay, so for me, I like to keep my keys hidden outside the vehicle but close. The way what I found is works the best is to keep it somewhere around the tire, because it's kind of hard to lose it that way. If I try to go the inseam of the vehicle or some crap like that, I'm like between the door and the bed, I'm like, I may or may not find it. But if I put it right around the rear end of the tire, I'm going to find it right out of the gate, first time go. I'm not going to have to fumble for it. Now, I like to put a little bit of something like that over it, just because it kind of makes it blend in a little bit better. And you can see I've got leaves and mess over it, but as you can tell, I'm not having to dig real hard, and there it is. There's my keys right there. The other thing is I'm keeping it inside of a somewhat waterproof container. Now, it is keys, but I don't want them to start getting rusty on me, which is part of the reason you need to frequent that vehicle a lot, so you can kind of ID little problems like, hey, my keys are getting rusty. See, I can just tuck that right back in there when I'm done. Voila! There you go. But if I'm in a hurry, I can find that. Bam! Now I can get in my truck and I'm out of here, just that quick.